Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video. I'm working with some photos from my trip to Philly. And as you can see, I have one 4x6 that's horizontal. I have two 3x4s that are vertical. And I'm trying to fit all that on a 6x8 page, a full page. Not quite sure how I'm going to do that. I'm obviously going to have to trim somewhere. I just don't know where and how. And I have nothing picked out for the background, so I have pulled all of my 6x8 papers to see if there's anything there that will work, because I'd love not to have to cut into something else. If I could find one that's just ready to go in the right size, that would be perfect. All right, after going through my stack of papers, I have picked out three options, and they are very, very different from each other. I'm kind of surprised by what I picked. So I have this one, which is, if you look closely, it's almost like a parquet floor or something. You can see a pattern in it, but it's got a wood grain thing. I chose it not for that, but for the color. That tan color, kind of comes out here in some of these buildings. So it works. I don't know that it gives enough pop really, but it would work. Then I picked out this gray one, which I thought was a good neutral, but it has a subtle pattern in it, which is kind of fun. And so, whoops. So there's kind of how those would look. If I use this, I do know this blends a lot. So I would have to do like a blue matting of some kind, probably. So I'd have to really cut these down small enough where I could do that. And then this was the big surprise to me. I didn't originally pick it, but as I was flipping through here and I was looking at these photos, look at the roof on that building right there. It's very green, kind of like a teal green. And I found this paper. And at first I didn't like this kind of funky retro pattern that was on it. But then when I put the photo up to it, I do like it. Now the other side is plain, so I could still get the color and not the pattern if that's what I wanted. But I kind of don't like it without the pattern. The funky pattern kind of makes it for me. So that's what that one would look like. If I had to narrow it down to two, I think it would be these two. I think this one is a little too light when I see it all together. So really, we'll just say I'm narrowing it down to two. All right, well, I've decided I'm in love with this green paper. So I'm just going to go with it and hope that I can make it work. If it doesn't for any reason, I can always switch back to this one. But I'm really digging the green, so I say go for it. That means, however, that the next thing I have to do is figure out how to fit all these on there. So I'm going to have to trim them somehow. So I'm going to grab my trimmer and I'll figure that out next. I have trimmed down the photos to where I think I want them. And at first I thought I was going to make these even, but I felt like I would lose too much of the building. And I kind of like that it looks not totally symmetrical. I like that it's a little uneven. So I did cut these in a similar fashion so that it would look as if the horizon pretty much lines up, even though these are looking in different directions. So it's not like I was trying to match them, but I just wanted the horizon line to be pretty close. So it worked out very well to do it that way. It leaves me a little bit of room here where I can probably do a cluster or a sticker, some kind of embellishment down here. Probably, one here if I want it. I could stamp here. It does leave me some options, even though this page is pretty full. I have grabbed out my container of stuff that I had gathered for Philly, and it's been a minute since I worked on a layout for Philly, so I don't remember exactly everything that's in here. So I'm just going to go through what I have, see if anything will work there. I do also have some extra sort of odds and ends, little embellishments here, and then I have this sticker book that a friend actually found on clearance and got for me, so there might be something in there that would work. I don't know. I'm just going to open this up and give it a whirl. Part of what I had in here is a bunch of these wood veneer pieces. These were from an Allie Edwards travel release, and there are a ton of them. And I threw them in there not really remembering everything that was in there either. There's this one that has the school building. And it mimics, how these look. And so I think I want to use that one down here in that extra space I had. It would still allow me to tuck something else under there. I did pull this as well from my chipboard, thinking maybe I could do it up here. It fits really nicely in that space, but I'm not sure how I feel about the blue on blue. Yes, They're different types of blue, but it's still pretty close. I think I'd almost rather try to find something that works with this, either a tan, another piece of wood veneers, I don't know, something. So I need to find something to tuck under here, possibly something up here. Now, in order to get a visual triangle, it makes it a little difficult because if I have it here and here, then I either have to go something on this side or here. That's pretty close to the edge, so I'm not sure quite how that's going to work. In that set of wood veneer, I did find another one I want to use. It's just this little cloud. And I feel like that's fitting because we were way up. This, by the way, we're at City Hall here and we're looking out at the buildings surrounding City Hall. So it's kind of fitting that, there's a cloud up there because we were quite high up. So I think I'm going to use both of those. I need to find out if I can fit a third thing in and how, and then have something down here. I have pulled out a bunch of travel related stickers that I have, and I'm looking through those. I do want to point out I did finally adhere everything here, so that's all down and ready to go. I did decide to move the building over a little bit because if I'm going for a visual triangle, it gives me a little bit more space to put something over here, and this is kind of dead space right here, so I think that might work nicely, and then I can get, sort of a very narrow triangle, but it would still work. So I think that's what I'm going for. But for down here, I pulled this sticker set, which is a Sparkle City, Sparkle City from Chamel. And I'm looking at this sticker that says So Magical because I loved the view up there. It is blue. It's not exactly the same here. It's closer to the hue of the river there. I'm wondering if it'll look okay. I'm going to take it off the sheet and hold it up to the paper just to check. And if I don't like it, I'll find something else. I decided to use it. I was able to tuck it under just the edge of the building there. And I love that it kind of overlaps this photo as well because really this was dead space too. So it gives it a nice point of visual interest there that adds some color. There's a little sparkle because that is, I think that's iridescent foil. It looks silver in the package, but when you move it, you get an array of colors, which is fun. So now I think I really only need to find something for over here to complete my triangle. I didn't find a lot that I liked to go over there. And then I pulled out these are old stickers from Studio Calico. I don't even remember. There's no date on them, but I've had them a while. This blue is pretty much a perfect match for the blue in the sticker. So I think I'm going to take that and just sort of overlap it on the side. I think maybe put in a mini staple, probably call it good. I don't think I need to stamp on it or add anything else to it, but I'll try it and see what I think of it. All right, I have attached that sticker and I love that. But when I saw it, I didn't like how close these were to each other. It was a little too far left. So I pried up the wood veneer. You can see a trace of the glue there. Now, luckily, I used this glue. It dries clear. So while I can see a little bit of an outline, it's not bad. So I've reapplied glue. I'm going to move this over and put it a little bit closer to this building so that I get a better triangle, a little bit of a wider angle triangle. Yes, I like that better. That gives me a better visual triangle there. And you can kind of see a little bit right here. I might try to get that off with just the cloth or something too, but I have to say I've never tried to really pull up one of these once I've glued them. They've always felt really, really secure. So this one, I'm a little surprised that it came up when I pulled on it. I'm okay with it, but I'm thinking it's probably because it had only been on there maybe 5 minutes or something. I think if I had left it a day and tried to do it, maybe I wouldn't have gotten it off of there. But I was able to move it. I'm much happier with this arrangement, and I don't need to do any journaling here because this is facing a page next to it that already has journaling about this. So this one's done. So here's another one completed for Philly. Thanks for watching.